Thank you very much again. Today, I would like us to talk about the concept of money. It has been explained by a number of individuals, and I'm going to have my share of explaining to do here because, unless and until, especially developing and emerging economies, we understood how money functions or what is money or how we can use this to our advantage, we are going to be going through difficult times trying to attain social and economic prosperity at national level. At personal level, that's for you to figure out. At personal level, I don't have much to say. At national level, that's where I am concentrating on. So, first of all, let's understand what is money. Hardly anything in the world has never been used as money, from tobacco to cowrie shells to some sculptures to some, you name it, to coins, gold, to anything that you could exchange for another, a spear for a fish, a bow for some arrows. It has taken centuries for money to get to where it is right now. So, what is this money? Money, we normally define it technically as anything that can be used as a medium of exchange, unit of account, and store of value. Medium of exchange, unit of account, store of value. Anything that falls in that category then can be classified as money. And one of the qualities of money is the quality of it being scarce. And it is not necessarily that it is scarce, it is supposed to make you work for it. In other words, work attracts money. Unfortunately, in emerging economies or in like African economies, South America, some places in India, China, that doesn't seem to be the case. Seems like the more you work, the less you get paid, or if at all you get paid. So, what really is this money? Well, how does it come about? And I'm going to explain it in the context of modern money. I'll go back a little bit, like in Kenya, we used to use the sterling pound, the British pound. And when they left us, we devised our own, which was um, Kenya shilling. They forgot to explain it to us that we can keep increasing this quantity of money as a need be. Because the whole concept is the government has the sole responsibility using its one of its agencies, central bank and treasury and legislature. They have their own they can be able to create money and push it into the economy, because technically that's what they did after we gained independence. Technically, printed money. This is Kenya shilling. Boom, push it into the economy. Only that this time, now that the economy is functioning, you can't do it like that. You can't print money and push it into the economy. Why? Because money is supposed to follow goods, work, goods and services. Work produces goods and services. That's why money doesn't cause inflation if there is corresponding goods and services. And that is why we normally say the government has the potential or capability of creating money, spend it into the economy to spur economic growth. For example, build roads, dams, schools, run school feeding programs, open up the borders for those people who are bringing those cars, not, like the diaspora bringing cars or other things. The more goods we have, the more potential the government has to print, to create money, push it into the economy without causing inflation. And what is this inflation I'm mentioning every now and then? Inflation is when we have excess liquidity relative to output, is when we have too much money compared to the goods to be bought, goods and services to be bought. If the government printed like a billion Kenya shillings or Kenya dollars, whatever, and gave it to the population for free, there are no goods that have been produced to correspond with the money they just printed. But if they print the money, make workforce produce a road, as they produce a road, they'll be fed, they'll be spending into the economy. That money is not likely to cause inflation anytime soon. That's the most important thing. And that is why you're normally advised, you can push liquidity into the economy by building infrastructure using local labor and materials as much as you can. If you can be able to do that, then the more you produce, the more you're likely to export, the more you're going to attract foreign exchange. And that is the ultimate goal. And that's a good way of alleviating poverty and making sure our businesses, as soon as they are set up, they are not going to bed as soon as they start. It is because of this lack of liquidity. Like I said, too much money chasing too few goods causes inflation. Too little money chasing the same amount of goods or too much goods causes deflation. Deflation is very bad because people get bankrupt. The people who had goods and already produced, they start selling them at low losses. It crashes the economy, it crashes financial institutions, it crashes the job market. It increases levels of poverty, and that is not our goal. Our goal is to make sure there's sufficient liquidity in the market. And how does this money get so low? What really happens, especially in developing economies? And the explanation is featured by the concept that I devised, known as export deficit spending. Export deficit spending. And the export deficit spending is when a country, when an economic context, a country spends too much on imports relative to how much it exports, then the difference is the export deficit. Exports are short of imports. There's too much imports, there's too little exports. So this amount minus the remittances, minus whatever else you might borrow, that is an opportunity for the government to spend into the economy without causing any inflation, because the goods are already coming. We spent excess on imports. Whatever we imported, especially the goods, you can spend that right back into the economy on infrastructure and attain economic progress without causing inflation, to alleviate the deflation. My name is John Mutongi, and I approve this message. Don't forget to like us on our social media platforms, and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the next episode.